Hi, honey, it's Mommy. You're okay, sweetie? I love you, and I love John, too.
I was 8 years old, living in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Mom signed me up for a book club. The first book arrived a week later, and it had a lavender cover, and it was the first book of the Nancy Drew twin series. I read it in a day. I had to wait weeks before the next one arrived. When the next book did arrive, it just so happened to be books 3 and 4 in one lavender cover of the Nancy Drew series. I read it all in that day. Then the books stopped coming. I figured later in life that Mom couldn't afford the cost of the book club, as my youngest baby brother was born, and now there were 4 children to raise for my parents. Many years later, specifically 1995, when I was 31, I was telling my mom this memory I had about the books, and how at the time I wanted to be a detective just like Nancy Drew. I also informed my mom that I still had in my possession the 2 Nancy Drew books, and that I wanted to get the whole collection so I can read what happens next in the Titian's Hair 18-year-old detective's life. The conversation came and gone. At Christmas that year, I opened a large, heavy box from my parents. It was the complete collection, all 56 books of Nancy Drew. Mom wrote inside the cover of the first book. It read, "To Desi, you always wanted a complete set of Nancy Drew books. It took some time searching, but finally all 56 books were found. Just goes to show you, some dreams do come true. It just may take a while. Merry Christmas. Our love, Dad and Mom, 1995. I had started reading the books right away, and I made it through book 15. And then I stopped. My note to you, Mom. Before you went to heaven, Mommy, I was creating 1950s inspired dresses for my dream collection. I am so glad you got to see them before you left us. After you had died, I was in my room one day in Anaheim, California, and looked up at my Nancy Drew collection on the bookshelf. An idea popped in my head. Those books were written from 1930 to 1959, and the author, Carolyn King, was very descriptive of what Nancy wore and what she ate. I thought I should create a collection inspired by Nancy Drew, do fabulous photo shoots, create a social media journey, take the collection on tour, then a runway show, and then sell them. I have never seen anything like that done before. So I thought I need to read the books again, starting with book number 1, and take notes. I opened book number 1, and there was that note from you that you wrote in 1995. I cried. But I knew this was a message from you to do this project. So, Mommy, in your honor, let the fashion designer installation project begin. What notebook should I use to capture my notes? Well, this one was packed in a box of your belongings. And though you may not have physically filled it with creative ideas, I will do it for you, because this Nancy Drew project is something we are creating together. I love you, Mommy. November 4th, 2020. For Christmas 2018, John and I gave Mom a journal from the cast member store for Disney employees, since both John and I were working there. I wrote inside the cover, "Merry Christmas, Mommy. May you find this book to inspire, create, and collect. Love, John and Desi, 2018. Not knowing that this was my mom's last Christmas. When we were packing her things, I came across this journal, and I thought it was going to be the perfect book to capture my notes for the Nancy Drew project that I'm working on. I opened up the first cover and saw my note I had written to her, not knowing she had written back. She said, "I promise I will try. One day it will be returned to you, hopefully filled. My love always, Mommy." Sadly, she ran out of time and never did fill the journal. It was left blank. But all the pages can stay empty in exchange for that one note from her to me. It's like she knew that she wasn't going to be here. So I am now filling the pages of this journal with all of my notes as I read each and every one of the Nancy Drew books, all 56 of them, while I capture the titles, the chapters, and the descriptions of the author providing what Nancy is wearing, whether it be a tan linen suit with a blouse to a white satin dress. I will be sketching these from my imagination, and I will create these looks, and then I will continue with a photo shoot and plan a social media journey with all of you. But the one person that will always be there at my side while I work on this project is my mommy. I love you. October 2020. 1 year ago, you left me, Mommy. I think about you every day, like I promised, and cry most of the time because I miss you so much. I know you are here and watching over me. I see your signs all the time. Coming across all these notes from you is your way of talking to me after you went to heaven. And I have a feeling you were planning that all along when you were writing them. Thank you for all that. It really makes me feel how much you really do love me and how special I was to you. I will always need you. I will always love you. I will always think of you. And I will always be your daughter, Desi.